Before I talk some more about women in the graphic design industry, let's go over what has been discussed in the previous videos. In the first video, I gave a brief history about how women made their way into the design industry and spoke about 3 game-changing women in particular. In the 1920s, the suffragettes fought for their right to vote through the use of graphic design. In the 1940s, C.P. Pinellas became the first woman to join the previously all-male New York Art Directors Club. And in the 1960s, Muriel Cooper founded MIT Media Lab and taught a new generation of designers to embrace the digital age. We also took a look at the statistics that compared the women to men ratio of leadership roles in the graphic design industry. That 71% of graduating design students are women, though only 40% are working in the field and a mere 11% of directorial and leadership roles are being held by women. We know that for a lot of young women studying design, there aren't a lot of resources specifically targeting successful women designers and aren't being taught about those designers in their classes. We also discussed the issues that women that are in the graphic design industry and in the workplace in general face. These issues revolving mainly around motherhood and what happens to a woman's career should she choose to start a family. Those women are usually overlooked for promotions, are paid less, and are perceived as no longer being committed to their careers since becoming mothers. In the next video, we looked into a couple of the key organisations actively working on controlling and resolving this issue. Turning the Gap is one of these organisations. Throughout the year, they run events to create awareness about the issue. Similar to KTG, the 3% movement aims to raise the percentage of women holding leadership positions. Thanks to them, the previous 3% has been raised to 11%. They run an annual conference where women can speak and actively work towards resolving the issue. They also post jobs on their website for leadership and directorial roles. Looking further into this issue led to interviewing Ellen Lupton. We spoke about her experiences with tertiary education and if she was exposed to a wide range of female designers in the classroom. Unsurprisingly, she wasn't. The women she looked up to then and the women she looks up to now, she had to seek out for herself. We also spoke about the numerous awards, achievements, and director roles held by Ellen and what it means for young women, agreeing that change needs to be made in the classrooms for women to rise in the workplace, saying that, "I want my wonderful female students to have great opportunities and equal pay. As more women take leadership roles, more women will get hired. It's very simple." By having this discussion with Ellen Lupton, I came to the conclusion that there really needs to be a change in the way that design students are taught and that there needs to be a more diverse range of designers shared within lectures. There are so many incredible female designers out there, and yet it's usually the same 2 that get talked about. Thinking about how I could translate this discussion into a creative outcome, I had to figure out what I was trying to achieve and the best way to present those ideas. My focus was to get more recognition for the incredible women designers that are out there. Ideas that I considered included a poster series, the potential directions being missing posters or infographics about AGDA's statistics over the last few years, pamphlets highlighting the work of select designers or recreating the first video in a 2D still form. Designing a mural and a series of GIFs also made it to the list. I settled on a series of missing posters. However, instead of having the word missing or have you seen me emblazoning the page, I would have you heard of me instead. The posters replicating a missing poster with large words and a photograph are enough to pique someone's interest and get them to pause long enough to read over the details on the poster. These details will consist of the achievements and awards that these women have earned throughout their careers. The group of designers I have chosen for this series consisted of a mix of those known to the design community and a couple of more low-key designers. This is to test how many people have actually heard of or been taught about the larger 2 names, those names being Paula Scher and Ellen Lupton, and contrasting that against the 2 lesser-known designers that are creating amazing and powerful work. When looking at locations for this series, I decided on Collingwood and Fitzroy, as these areas are particularly well known for being art and design hubs. I walk down St. David Street almost every day and thought that it would make a good location as it runs between both suburbs and is a mix of retail, industry, and hospitality environments, knowing that there is a potential for a wide range of exposure. Plus, the amount of posters and stickers that are already plastered onto the walls and telephone poles there gives them a perfect opportunity to stand out amongst existing work. I believe that these posters will give people the opportunity to learn more about the women designers that are out there. While there are only 4 posters up now, they could lead to people looking into the topic themselves and familiarizing themselves with even more women designers outside of the poster series. As a graphic design student myself, I find it frustrating when I mention names like Paula Scher and Alan Lupton, and other design students don't know who I'm talking about. It goes to show that we aren't being exposed to a large enough list of names and aren't being taught about women enough in our lectures and in our classrooms. While it's great to find these people on our own, why not give these women the chance to be taught about? After all, shouldn't we be able to hear our teachers talk about them in that same tone of admiration that they use when teaching us about all the male designers out there?